half or not. But I think this team has done enough to at least merit a possible look at an outside one seed if the other big teams start falling by the wayside. I'd say right now, if I had to guess, I'd say they're a 2 or 3 seed is what they're going to get.
Staying on the subject of Dayton, and we're going to just kind of emerge into this later on in the show, but IU plays Purdue. Archie Miller came from Dayton. Archie Miller was supposed to be the new Bobby Knight, meaning the new legacy, the new franchise, the new face of the organization, the guy that can get people to come to Indiana. And he's had his chance. I'm an IU alum, so I'm just going to say IU fans, especially when it comes to basketball, are not very patient. And I think we've given him more than ample opportunities to get recruits. He's had some top blue-chip recruits that can come there. He's just not been able to get up for whatever reason. We look at if they don't get to the NCAA tournament and they don't get at least to the Sweet 16, we got to be looking at not only replacing an athletic director at Indiana University, but a new Indiana University basketball coach. And that might be Archie's saving grace because they are in the process of finding a new athletic director. So there may not be any major changes there. So that might be his saving grace. But what is going on with Archie Miller and the Indiana Hoosiers?
Well, here's the thing that people keep forgetting. When Bob Knight was the head coach of IU men's basketball was the number one focus of that program. Things have changed, though. You have a thing where football is starting to draw a little more attention. Women's basketball is starting to draw a little more attention. Baseball has had some big seasons in the past, so it's not just about men's basketball, and I think maybe that focus now being spread in multiple directions is possibly hurting that men's basketball program a bit.
Matthew Embury, WSBT and South Bend, joins us and talking some IndyCar with us. Matthew, we're going to really get deep into this basketball conversation as we move along, but we've got to move on down the road here. Do you want to stick around and talk some NASCAR Daytona 500 with us, or do you got to bail?
I got to go. A lot of stuff going on at the station today. Of course, don't forget WSBT at 5:30. We will have coverage of Duke, North Carolina coming up later today, and also on Sunday at 5:40. Notre Dame takes on Clemson. So a lot of stuff going on WSBT, and I'm headed down there to get the ball rolling and have a little fun and get all those programs on the air here shortly.
Sounds good. Matthew, where can people find your work and masterpieces, sir?
MATTEMBURY at Twitter. Of course, that's at twitter.com. And that's my main focus right now. And certainly I'm going to be keeping an eye on the lines here to see what happens here the next few weeks with all the testing going on and the last few rides and possibly some Indy 500 announcements coming up. So big fun day to be an IndyCar fan over the next few weeks as we draw closer and closer to St. Petersburg.
Well, absolutely. Matthew Embury, WSBT up in South Bend. Matthew, have yourself a good weekend. We'll catch up with you soon.
And anytime, Tom.
Matthew Embury, WSBT up in South Bend, joins us. We're getting ready to gear up because you know what today we kicked off our NASCAR season here in the balance, even though NASCAR's been kind of going for a couple weeks. Next week is the granddaddy of them all, as they say, the Daytona 500. Coming up next, Steve Wilson of Speedway Digest, editor-in-chief of Speedway Digest, joins us, and we're going to begin our NASCAR season right here on the Balance Radio Network.
National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement, have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo, feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
Anticipated moment in racing.
There's a fight.
20 years of touring, 20 years of rough racing. Dale Earnhardt will come to the Boston flag to win the Daytona 500.
The Great American Race. You don't get a name like that by chance. No, that's something you earn. Because this isn't just another race. It's a run at history.
Well, apparently we're having some technical difficulties with our sound bites gearing up and getting you ready for the Daytona 500. So my apologies on that. We'll try to get all of that fixed. But let's let's move forward now. Joining us now, Steve Wilson of Speedway Digest, editor-in-chief of Speedway Digest, helps us kick off our NASCAR season. Steve, I had you all teed up and ready to go, but my sound bites failed, so I do apologize, but I want to bring you in magnificent glory as you raise up from the floor onto the stage among all of us to the greatness of NASCAR. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, man. I tell you what, you get everything all planned out, and it worked fine pre-show. It worked fine last night, but not working good now. But it is the Daytona 500, and we got some breaking news this week with NASCAR. So I always like to play this. I know works. Obviously, NASCAR announced a multi-year extension with the K&N Engineering. They announced that a few days ago. So let's talk a little bit about that big announcement, and then we'll get into our official NASCAR kickoff and get ready for the Daytona 500. But how big of a deal is this K&N Engineering partnership?
I mean, for them to continue to support the series is huge. I mean, they've been a title partner in the regional racing for quite some years, and now ARCA has Menards has taken that over. But we have these partnerships that continue to last. Build the brands and continue to build the series up. These teams go out there, and a lot of times they're very brand specific, and even NASCAR fans themselves are brand specific. So when they see partnerships like this come together or extended, they remember these things, and they remember these things to go out there, and when they're making their own purchases, they tend to move towards that direction of supporting the people that support the series.
Well, you're right. It's been a great partnership that they've had there. So, Matthew, let's I got to get on to the next guest. Steve, I got it. Don't worry. It's all good. But Steve, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with NASCAR as we get geared up, and we've had some practice results in the ARCA Menards series as well. But just overall, just bring us into the 2020 season of NASCAR. Who to watch? What are the dark horses? And let's keep in mind, Jimmy Johnson begins his farewell tour this year with NASCAR. So, what does Daytona have planned for that? Your home track is Richmond. I know that Doug Bowles here at Indianapolis has already talked about some of the things he's going to be doing for Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson begins his farewell tour, so let's start with that as he begins to say goodbye as a full-time driver and enter into the world of retirement in NASCAR.
I think for the biggest thing is we're just going to continue to see the domination of Joe Gibbs Racing like we did last year. I don't see any reason why we would think anything different. They won almost half the races last year, and they won the championship with Kyle Busch. They started the season off with Denny Hamlin winning the Daytona 500. They were strong all year long, and all their drivers within their organization were very strong and very competitive, winning races. Didn't win Denny himself, who went winless in 2018, won multiple races himself. So I think that he's back on top where he was. And culminating, like I said, in the end of the year with Kyle Busch winning the championship for them. For them, it's, Toyota continues to be dominant. Toyota continues to invest into the sport, and we see that in the results that we from last year. And when we get these cars on track later on today, you will have to continue looking at them. But Ford Performance has been traditionally good at these racetracks, and they've put a lot of technical skill into running these super speedways like Daytona and Talladega. And you have to look at all the teams out there